Day 25 of culinary school. I gotta say today I just think, I don't know if it's the weather or other external factors, maybe it's lack of sleep, but I'm exhausted and I'm really feeling just super down and just super exhausted. I also left school today just feeling like, just feeling like there's some days where you feel like you don't belong and you are not up to the ability of other cooks in the kitchen. And, I try to just level up my mindset and, not compare that game, not play that comparison game, right? Like I just try to remind myself, if they are better cooks than me, then that's the bar I need to set for myself. And that's the bar I'm trying to reach, and so that I'm trying to be a better cook. But yeah, really feeling just, I don't know, down, a little bit of, I don't know what the term is, where you feel like you don't belong somewhere, but you're there anyway. God, it's in the tip of my tongue, and I felt this way in college. Imposter syndrome. Just feeling like, you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, and you don't feel like you belong. And also, I don't know. I have a lot of that, and there's a lot of doubt, right? But I just have to remember that I'm like inching forward, and I'm trying to take the steps to be a better cook. And I'm just trying to do the small things to be a better cook. But I don't know, today's just been a weird day for me, and it was a pretty simple day in the kitchen, pretty easy day, but there's some things that just kind of threw me off. Yeah, just dealing with that. But again, trying to reinforce my mentality and reinforce, why I am where I am, and why I'm going to school, what my purpose is, what my goal is ultimately with it. And ultimately it is about the food, and ultimately it's something that I love to do and that I'm passionate about. And it's not about being the best, it's about trying to be the best. But it's hard. That part is hard. Because there's always going to be somebody who's better than you. Even if you're the best person in the class, there's always going to be someone out there who's better, smarter, faster, whatever it is. There's always going to be someone who's better than you. But it's up to you to use that standard to the best of your abilities and make yourself better because of it. It doesn't make you any more or less of a person, but it's just... I say that out loud in front of this camera, but it's hard. It really is. It really is hard to cope with and to grasp. But it's something that I battle every day, and I'm just trying to fight it and just try to remind myself, you're here to get better. You're here to learn. You're here to do the best you can, because ultimately that's all I can give is the best I can. And my best today was just I don't know. Anyway, so this is day 25. Our introduction to lamb. We did some fabricating of a leg of lamb. So that was fun. We took off, our side took off the shank, which is the shin of the lamb, and then we also fabricated the sort of leg above, like the leg part above the shin, so like the thigh part of the lamb. So we fabricated that. I think I have a picture. So this is what mine looked like. This is the shin, and then this is the socket. You can't see the ball. I think this is a ball. So you separate the ball and socket. This was a lot of fun. I think with fabrication, you're just, most of the time when you're fabricating anything, chicken, duck, pork shoulder, those are the things we've fabricated so far. There's a really common thread that comes with fabricating, and a lot of it is just following the bone or allowing the bone to dictate your cuts. So most of the time you're using the tip of your knife and you're just sort of following that bone. So it's after he showed us, it's really, really intuitive kind of where everything is. You can sometimes get lost when you feel the bone, so it's really nice that someone is showing you for the first time. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun, very intuitive, and like I said, again, with fabrication, a lot of the times you're just following the bone and making sure that is you're separating basically the bone from the meat. That's the gist of fabrication, right? So we took that and grinded that up. So ultimately we spent like a good hour today, not just fabricating, but also separating the silver skin from the rest of the meat. That took a long time. It's very tedious work. So I would say that took about an hour of our day. And then chef just sort of took all the meat we had. You can see it here. You can see some of the meat that we cleaned up. There's some silver skin here. Some of us had to redo the silver skin because as a group we left some silver skin on, so we had to do it again and again, and that's all about working smarter, not harder, and doing it right the first time. But yeah, all of this meat is gonna go through this grinder, and it's just gonna grind it up. You guys have seen ground beef or ground chicken or whatever. This is ground lamb, right? So it's going through the grinder, and we just mix in. The sous chefs for today's class mixed in a couple of eggs, some breadcrumbs that was soaked in fat, and I believe maybe some salt and pepper. Oh, and some onions as well. Onions and garlic that were sweated and sauteed until they were like somewhat translucent. So really finely diced onions went into this. Put it all together, kind of mashed it all up, and then put it into a golf ball sized meatball, and then sauteed them. My first batch burnt the bottom of the first batch of my meatballs. I was just like, what am I doing? Like these are the things, guys. Like the small things just bothered the shit out of me, and it's just things that are completely unforgivable, and I have to remind myself, it's like meatballs. It's like the simplest thing, and it's frustrating to me personally because I'm not supposed to be burning the bottom of meatballs. That's a very simple task. It's just browning the meatballs. So really, I think from that point on, I was sort of in my head and really just wanted to make sure that I did a good job. So yeah, that was pretty much the day. The fabrication and then making the meatballs. I don't have a picture of the final product, but we basically seared them on and then put them in the oven. And then we also made a yogurt dip that the sous chefs made. And then pretty much cleaned up from there. So it was kind of a weird day because it snuck up on us. So like I said, today was one of those really weird days. I hope maybe I can get some rest tonight and also prep for this week's final. So I did a lot of knife cuts and practicing this weekend. In fact, I pretty much practiced every single day that I've had in this course. I'm pretty sure I've practiced knife cuts every single day. So I'm really, really happy with myself about that. Just trying to find some consistency, trying to build it in as a habit. But otherwise, that's your update for day 25. Thanks so much, guys. The 2 or 3 of you that are watching this, I appreciate it. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.